The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriyanna and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. I am the captain, you are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Come here, come here, come here. I let everybody in on the little secret every time they come to this channel. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate, but hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. I needed to film an intro for this because I felt like there was no introduction. We just went straight into it, but we're finally getting around to me uploading my momocon footage. And by the way, you a real one and you remember this patio. But I love momocon. I had so much fun. There were some ups and downs, but for the most part it was a great experience. I had the pleasure of hosting 3 panels, one that I co-hosted with Star, who as you will see later on in this video, another that I co-hosted with my friend Kayla, and the one that I hosted all by myself, which I unfortunately did not get on video because there was plenty of problems that happened that day and it was a hot ass mess. When the momocon vlog comes out, you'll see. But I ended up meeting Star last year at Anime Weekend Atlanta, where she hosted the Miraculous Ladybug panel, and I had some really good things to say and a lot of bad things to say about the show. It was a really fun experience, and I wasn't surprised to see that she was hosting the Miraculous Ladybug fan panel at momocon, and I was like, hey girl, how you doing? And she asked me to come up there and co-host with her, so it was very last minute. Yeah, it was really fun, but I think I did well. I think I actually did a good job hosting the panel. Star was great to co-host with, and here you guys go. The Miraculous Ladybug fan panel.
Co-host
Harriyannahook, also known as the captain. Should I say the rest of it?
Yes.
I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because nobody's worthy of being the first mate. I'm a YouTuber and I make a lot of content about Miraculous Ladybug.
Yes, so definitely check out that YouTube because it is really awesome. And today we will be having just a fan discussion panel where we will be talking about how we feel about season 4. What? Yeah, I feel like everyone has some opinions if you're in this panel.
Yeah. I got some strong opinions. All right.
And then we will also be theorizing a little bit on season 5 and also keeping it lighthearted, talking about our favorite love. Is it a square? Is it an octagon? I don't know.
Octagon.
I am so over the love squares.
And then of course, just so you know, spoiler warning, 100%, like everything is fair game. So if you're not caught up and you don't want it spoiled, maybe unfortunately you might have to leave us. But if you don't care, then it's fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be okay.
There will be spoilers, and there will be some season 5 spoilers as well because the people behind the show have told us some updates about season 5. So warning.
Yes, so that will be awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So how does everyone exactly feel about season 4?
I liked it. It was a season.
Honestly, I enjoyed season 4 in particular because it felt a little bit more mature, and it was the shift that this show needed. Because from the beginning, you can tell that this show has a wide, as we see, big adult audience. And it seemed like season 4 they wanted to cater more towards the adults more than the kids, and it honestly, I thought season 4 was great. There were some episodes that were like terrible, simple man, but for the most part, I feel like it was a pretty strong season. I throw it up there with season 2 in particular. But how do you feel about season 4?
So I personally like season 4 for the exact reasons you said. It did feel a lot more mature. I'm seeing a big trend in animation nowadays where a show simply to get greenlit is kind of appealing to their like child audience. And then by the time we're at season 3 or 4, it's kind of switched over to appeal to the older audience or people who are definitely more involved in the fandom. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot with Miraculous. I think we've definitely seen Jeremy Zag kind of, in a way, write the show to the audience, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is, but like I definitely feel like he is listening to the fans. And speaking of listening to the fans, can we talk about that voice actor crisis that we went through for a second?
Oh my God. That was so crazy because if you guys are not familiar, we are aware that Miraculous is one of the most popular cartoons in the world. It's a French cartoon, but it's dubbed in numerous languages. Yeah, it's a very popular series with all ages. Please tell me why it's the most popular show, but the many voice actors have said they got paid the least working there. So the voice actor, her name is Reba Burr. She voices both Rose and Julika, and she does additional voice work as well. She announced on Twitter that she was going to be leaving, and then also I forgot his name, but he is the voice actor of Mayor Bourgeois.
Joe Ockman.
Yeah, he announced that he was going to be leaving as well, and the fans literally dragged Jeremy horribly on Twitter, and I just randomly tweeted about it. I didn't think it was gonna blow up. I had a tweet that went viral based off of this, but because we fought so hard for the voice actors to get their pay rate up, they actually listened to the fans and they were like, okay, we're gonna fix their pay rate. So we're not getting a new Rose and Julika, which is great, and we're not getting a new Mayor Bourgeois, which is great.
It's proof bullying works.
Yeah, because we already got a new Rose and Julika in season 2. The first season voice actor never came back, and we were like, we don't need another change, please.
Right, especially with how much we've grown with these characters and how much I know the fandom really loves the representation Rose and Julika bring to the LGBTQ plus community. So it's really amazing to see how. I remember I'm a big Instagram user, so I even remember on Instagram there were several posts from several Miraculous fans just so upset at the show, boycotting the show, reaching out to Jeremy Zag. I even made a few posts reaching out like, yo, that's actually really not cool. You definitely have enough money to be paying the American voice actors enough.
Exactly.
And it worked. I remember right when he posted it on the Instagram reel, he was like, we hear your cries, Miraculous. We are going to bring them back. We're going to talk to the American producers and we're going to fix that situation. So from what everything is fixed, confirmed, everyone's back.
Sure.
So that's amazing. So definitely it's a good idea to keep being the great fans we are and protecting our voice actors if a situation like that ever happens again. Same for the animation studios. I would hope they're being paid enough.
Yeah.
And
also, SAMG, the one that did it season 1, when it looked amazing, they decided to get them back for a few episodes in season 5 because the fans campaigned for them to come back as well.
wow, that is amazing. That is very exciting. Now let's talk about the Senti monster situation we got going on. What? I was personally, I remember at my last panel I said, I think that Felix is a Senti monster.
Yeah. There's a lot not right about Felix. Okay.
Oh man, there's a lot not right about that boy.
Does anybody?
The boy ain't right.
Does anybody have anything to say about the Senti monster theory? Yes. Oh. Okay. Red hair first, and then Marinette second.
My hair is red, isn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, so I remember seeing everyone saying that Felix was a Senti monster, and I was like, ain't no way. But then I watched that one episode that I think everyone was referring to, and I was like, way? But then I watched it again, and I was like, no way. And let me see. Look, okay, so.
He threw a chair at Gabriel. Like what?
Look, I feel like, what could be controlling Felix? What could possibly be controlling him? I feel like he's too much. He's got too much of a personality.
Oh, he's bad. He's a bad kid.
Yeah, he has way too much autonomy. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's a Senti monster, but I feel like that one part where people were like, "Oh, he has to be a Senti monster." I think it was the part where he gave, I don't know. It had something to do with the ring.
Scene? Was it the Natalie ring scene?
Yes, I think it was that one, and I think when I saw it, I was like, "Wait." But I was like, no, I think that was just him showing emotion.
That scene was extremely weird because first of all, Gabriel, you known Felix and Adrian your entire life. One thing I can't stand about this show is that they make a lot of the characters like stupid to progress the plot. One thing that bothered me about that scene is that Natalie's not stupid. She's my favorite character, by the way. Natalie nor Gabriel were able to tell that that was Felix. That didn't make sense to me because I was like, this is literally family to you guys, and y'all couldn't tell that was not your son.
Gabriel wasn't paying attention to his son.
Wait,
Without a scream.
Wait, Marinette, what do you have to say?
Well, I guess I have some thoughts. Well, okay. I have to say this. I haven't watched it since it came out. So I have thoughts, but I think they might not be accurate. So I'll hold on that. What I do want to say is that I honestly wonder, when they started the show off, coming back to you saying how much they play to their audience.
Yeah.
I don't know that he started off thinking, let's do this Senti Monster thing, and then maybe some theories start popping up, and I feel like he might have taken it and run with it. That's my thought, and that's my feeling.
Okay, that's exactly how I feel about the Senti Monster theory. What about you?
That's what I was thinking because I remember I saw the Senti Monster theory and I had the same kind of opinion where I was like, that just doesn't make sense. Like that's just so, like that didn't come in until like much later in the show. They did not plan this. Like they didn't even plan to have that many series. And then things started happening, and then I started looking at Adrian and Felix and Adrian and Felix. I was like, oh no, don't tell me one of them is a Senti Monster. I don't want to deal with this. Now, did we have someone over
Saki
here?
K?
Yes.
I could not agree more that Thomas Estrug wakes up, sees a fan theory on Twitter better than his own writing, and says, oh, that is exactly what I've meant this whole time.
That man does not like me. We'll talk later.
This genius Twitter user is the only one that has interpreted me this whole time. So I do feel like he kind of woke up one day and was like, wow, my fan's kind of smart. I'm playing this. And then he's either gonna go like half in and like do this like will they won't they with the Senti Monster, and then just like, oh, Adrian has anxiety. I'm representative.
I'm pretty sure like the Senti Monster didn't come in until the episode Mayura, correct?
Yep, it's
Okay.
that one.
Because I was like, wasn't Natalie the one that actually brought the Senti Monster back?
Yes,
Okay.
Natalie was the one because she wore the peacock miraculous against dude's will and all that drama.
I love Natalie down, but I'm a Gabe Nat shipper, by the way, if y'all didn't know. We'll talk about Gabe Nat later, but
Before we go on, can we just talk about how it's crazy that this grown man is beefing with a bunch of like middle schoolers? This grown man.
The amount of times he's like thrown Marinette under the bus, it's like, can you stop?
No.
This poor girl already has so much anxiety. She falls over herself when she's trying to get to her school, probably every morning. And you're just like, oh, Adrian, you have to leave New York. Like, I should have never listened to Marinette. What a what? Why are you blaming her? You know, you're just gaslighting him.
Like, how are you a billionaire, own a business, do this, that, and the third, and you are getting outsmarted by kids who are taking Algebra 2?
girl, no. Like,
Specifically Felix.
He is nothing without Natalie, because Natalie basically runs the Gabriel brand at this point. And every single time he's gotten like really close to getting it, it was her plan. Yeah, he need to treat her better. I'm sorry, he do.
Let's go over here and I'll come back to you.
Okay, so going back to the Senti Monster thing, I did see a video on YouTube that, like, I wasn't a believer at first, but then I saw it, I was like, oh.
Well, do you know who uploaded it? Was it Tomb Ruins?
I do watch that channel.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was them specifically because I watched a few of them.
Okay.
But there's a couple things like the painting Gabriel has. I think the painting in real life is called The Woman in Gold or something.
Uh-huh.
That woman was known to be barren, infertile. She couldn't have children. So Adrian's mother is the woman in gold in the show. Oh my God. So I'm thinking maybe the Peacock Miraculous broke because she created a Senti Monster that was so complex that could grow and think and all this. And maybe since Emily and Amelie are twins, maybe her sister was also barren.
Yeah.
So they created two twins that are exactly alike and could grow. And all of that, because we saw how in the episode Ladybug,
Yeah.
it took a lot out of Natalie to like create Ladybug. And so, sorry. I'm passionate about this.
Oh no, I get it.
We all are.
Yeah. So I think they're Senti Monster twins, and the Peacock Miraculous broke and she went into a coma because that was just way too much for the miraculous to handle. And then the ring that Gabriel wears, the wedding bands, I think that one of them might be Adrian's control, like that's how he has control over Adrian, because you often see him messing with the ring, specifically when he's giving commands or is stressed out.
I have something to say about those rings because I'm not Emily Hive. I'm not convinced that Emily is such a nice, sweet person that the show tried to present her to be, because there's so much about her character that doesn't add up, and people tend to forget that those rings are her family rings.
Yeah.
True. And then let me go back here, and then I'll go back to you right here.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, I was done.
So, has it, because I was seeing a lot on a lot of fan pages, whether it's been confirmed or not, some people are saying, oh yeah, it's confirmed, these are
Oh yeah, a lot of those fan pages lie, by the way.
Because I'm like, I can see it from both sides. I can see it from, oh, he's fiddling with the ring. He may be fiddling with that ring because, oh man, Natalie, well, not Natalie, my wife, she probably would have handled this differently. And there are kids who are like controlled by their parents, but not like being forced to be controlled, but like in an emotional and mental sense, like, oh, I gotta do everything my dad or mom says. So I can actually see it from both point of views. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because parents, they're so strict and they feel like they have to follow every single one of their rules. And so get back to your room, go back to your room automatically. Or fill it with my ring, because I think my wife would have probably made a different choice than what I'm doing, you know? So I don't know, maybe it is what you guys are saying. Maybe he backed off, kind of took the idea from the fans about the sentimentor and is rolling it with you guys. And then he's going, boom, he's not a sentimentor, or boom, he is. So I don't know. Okay. That's how I feel.
All right. Anyone?
Add one more thing?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
In the Wishmaker episode, Adrian said,
I want to be what my parents want me to be.
What my parents want me to be.
Yep.
Monster?
Adrian don't know himself.
Very true.
He needs therapy.
All the kids need therapy, especially Julica.
And then, yes.
So the thing with Gabriel beefing with kids, like that, but tied into the last episode and the Senti monster theory. So, what was it? When Felix found out everything, I just wonder, why did he not say anything? That kind of makes me feel like he might be Senti monster-ish, because it's like, why did you wanted these rings so bad that you didn't say anything about your uncle being Hawkmoth? Why did you want these? Why'd you want these rings?
Felix is weird. Felix has done some. I'm not gonna say it just in case it's triggering for anyone. But he has done some very questionable and wrong things in this series. I really wish this show would sometimes just sit down and let us focus on the characters. Because can we understand why Felix acts the way he does, please?
Can we? Can we understand why?
Oh, Raven.
I was just wondering, do you know if it has anything to do with the original plot line of the story of when changed it to because in the original plot line, Felix was actually supposed to be Adrian.
Oh yeah, Felix was Adrian.
So,
yeah.
And in that plot line, he wasn't in love with Marinette. He was a jerk.
Oh yeah, they hated each other.
Has anything to do with it?
I'm really happy you brought that up, because connecting that, remembering that small animated trailer we got and seeing how Felix acts as a human, it's still very accurate to the character. So I would say that it probably does play into his character a little bit. And I do know that they purposely replaced him with Adrian because they actually didn't like the dynamic that they brought together with Bridget and Felix, and would rather kind of something a lot more friendly and jovial between what we now have is Marinette and Adrian.
Yep. Right here? Yeah.
Can we talk about how Felix accomplished in 36 hours what Gabriel has been trying to do for the entire time?
Listen, Gabriel Agreste is not smart. I say this every day. Gabriel Agreste is not smart. At all.
Usually bring up Lady Wi-Fi.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I think towards that, one of Felix's things that he had going for him is he had suspicions,
Yeah.
and he acted on them. Gabriel had no idea, and so Gabriel was blindsided, and Felix already had his foot in the door, right?
Yeah.
So he already had an idea of like maybe he didn't know who Ladybug was, he didn't know who Cat Noir was, but he already knew how to play those pieces.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay.
He was very manipulative.
Okay.
I would agree with that because I actually thought like much earlier in Miraculous, I don't remember what specific episode it was, but there was at one time when Gabriel held Adrian's hand or touched it briefly and looked at the ring
Simon
and looked.
Says?
Yes, Simon Says, it was that episode. And looked very suspicious, and I thought like, oh, this is gonna develop, like Gabriel's gonna use his adult brain that he has, and then just nothing came of it. Just it was thrown in there and then thrown in the trash.
And yet the moment he says milady and ephemeral, oh, bam, just,
That was just tragic.
oh my lord, that was,
Yeah, why did that set him off?
I have no idea.
One episode of
I've
Chat
seen them all.
Okay, but have you seen Chat Blanc? Have you seen it in French?
Oh no.
Yes.
Cause I studied French and they were like, LOL, watch the media in French for credit, and I was like, okay, so I did, and it's so funny because Natalie goes, Gabriel, ton fils, c'est chat noir.
Where do we gotta go?
And it's so funny the way she said it. It was so dramatic. It was like even in the English dub, it wasn't that dramatic. It was like, okay, ton fils, c'est chat noir.
I actually got something to say over that because, as I mentioned earlier, Natalie's my favorite character. It just made me mad in that because people were trying to say that like Natalie doesn't care. I got you in the back. Natalie doesn't care about Adrian because they were like she told Gabriel that his son was Cat Noir, and I was like, to be honest, it was a lose-lose situation. Either she knew and didn't say nothing and see this man constantly fight his son, or she tell. Like there was a lose-lose situation, but that episode also confirmed that Natalie can't know that he's Cat Noir because it's just not gonna work. Because that's gonna be hard on her, or she tells him, and then that happens.
And then we had one hand
Wait,
in
right
the
here
back.
and then go.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be any type of redemption for Chloe after all this?
Okay, let me just say this. The Miraculous Ladybug fandom has a really big fan entitlement issue, and let's just say if they don't want to give us, they do not owe us the Chloe redemption arc. But as we see the way the show is changing over time, I wouldn't be surprised if they do try to come back that way with Chloe getting redeemed, because you know we have Zoe now, and we know Zoe might be a good influence on her or whatever. Like at this point, I personally don't care about Chloe. She's not my concern for this show.
It was going so well though in season 3.
Yeah, but it's like if they don't want to redeem her, we can't really say nothing about. We can complain, but we can't really try to force them to change how they change their show. But if they do want to go in that route, I wouldn't be upset. Like.
The one thing I'd want to add on to that is like I was very disappointed, and then we'll go there and then continue. Sorry, we'll go. It's back. So with Chloe, season 3, we had the whole redemption arc. We had her with Queen Bee, and we have her showing that she can be a good person. And then they did the same thing where they just take the idea and throw it away for no reason. But the thing that makes me think that Chloe has a chance at a redemption arc is the fact that she is one of the first people, I believe actually the first person to have already been akumatized and just straight be like, no, I'm a good person, I don't want to hurt anybody, like no, and it just flew out of her.
Yeah, I do.
I was gonna talk about what you said earlier about Natalie, like saying.
Yeah.
Basically, I feel like so many times in the show, even with the adult characters in general,
Yeah.
they're presented with a situation where they're like, you need to make a decision right now. And as soon as they don't make the perfect, 100% beautiful right decision in that moment, that character's stupid. That character doesn't know what they're doing. They should have done this instead. It's like this show can be, I mean, because of the time problems, the fact that they have to have a 20-minute episode, but in general, they just have such fast-paced decisions they gotta make. So I saw people like that with Natalie, with Ladybug in a certain scene that we're not gonna talk about, not making a right decision fast enough.
Yeah. Like I call myself the Natalie Sankara apologist for a reason, because so many people that watch this show, it's just so many of their opinions be wrong, like loud and wrong, and it's just I'm like, are we watching the same show? Like, are we watching the same series? Because they were saying all of this like awful stuff, talking about Natalie was hurting Adrian and all this, and I was like, she's not. If anything, she cares for him more than his own father does, and if anything, Gabriel's hurting her. Like, okay,
She's down bad.
oh, she really is. She gotta get I should Gabe that down, but she deserved better still. I got my toxic ship. Okay. Yes, Kayla.
Everyone talks about Gabriel and Natalie and Gabriel and Emily. What about Gabriel and Mr. Pigeon? Can we talk about how he has a little crush on that guy? He loves that man. He loves that man.
So you guys are caught up to date on the show, right? Yeah. And we're aware that he akumatized Mr. Pigeon 72 times.
I don't know why. Like, why do you think that?
He should just ask him out. Everybody was talking about like there gotta be something to that. Like at this point, if you keep bothering this man, it's obvious that he can't do this thing correctly for you. There gotta be something.
I think he just likes the aspect of the control.
Yeah.
I think he likes the aspect of the control, the aspect of like making Cat Noir sneeze because he is allergic to the pigeon feathers. And maybe it's also the aspect of Mr. Pigeon might need to get like anger management therapy. Why is he getting so upset? This has happened enough that you need to control your emotions.
Okay, you and then you.
I don't even know if it's that, because I mean, he keeps on akumatizing this poor baby. Like, this baby's just trying to grow up, and he's like, yes! And why August got different parents in every single episode?
For real!
This baby's been passed around.
August's father, because we always see the mother, and she is not black. Like, we need to see, August doesn't make sense. I think he's, I feel like Mr. Pigeon is like a running gag with the show. I'm starting to think August is too.
Yes, literally. Or, no, akumatizing children. I think
Yeah. Didn't he do that to Sandboy like twice?
He did. He
Wait,
did.
twice?
Sandboy.
And the little girl, Manon.
Yes. Manon.
Two things.
Yeah.
One, Chloe does not deserve redemption arc. Yeah. She got akumatized purposely. She purposely got akumatized.
She did.
That is true. That is true.
Racist. And it's just terrible for everybody, even her own sister.
I actually made a video, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I made a video on my channel because somebody in my comment section, I make videos talking about like racism and like kid shows, and not just racism, but other issues like sexism, homophobia, all of that. Somebody in my comment section told me that I need to make a video about how I need to defend Chloe because Marinette didn't want to give her the miraculous no more. And I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, you are talking to a black woman and you know my content. What makes you think I'm gonna sit here to defend this racist girl? Like, yes, please. And
I don't like Zoe. I think she's like
I love Zoe.
She's just kind of there. Like, why is she there? She's just like,
yeah, that's why I like her.
Yeah, I just
Zoe, I really like Zoe, mainly because I really like Zoe because she reminds me a lot of like me when I was younger and whatnot. But I really kind of wish the show gave her better writing. I agree.
Yes, that's exactly what.
Wait, okay. Well, I thought you had a question.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Let's go from this side of the room because I see 3 and then we'll go right back over here. And also I see some people standing. There's a bunch of chairs over here if you wanted to sit. You're welcome to.
Come over here, let's get on the side.
She's kind of bad, but I'm telling her that it's okay for her to come up here.
wait, did someone ask?
Oh yeah, so let's start with Jack Skellington and then I'll go to there, and then we'll go back through there.
All right.
So I don't want to see Chloe redeemed for a different reason, and that's because I have grown really tired of the whole bully becomes my friend trope.
I'm tired of it. I'm very tired of it.
Like Cordelia and Buffy way back in the 90s, and it has just gone so common. And I'm just, even My Little Pony does this, but I'm like, some people are just nasty people, and some people just, you don't want to be friends with them.
Descendants had this issue.
They don't want to be friends with you, and sometimes you just have to accept that.
Yeah, I get that. Descendants had a big issue with that, where they were like trying to make, like, it has been pretty. Also, I make a lot of content about Descendants, by the way. That's why I'm mentioning this. But at the end, they were like, and then at the end, they're all friends. And I was like, she literally bullied this girl since she was like 5 years old. Why she want to be her friend now? Like,
You just want me to hold it?
I think the good thing is if we did have, like if Chloe didn't get the redemption arc, the really good thing is it's teaching kids, like our younger audience, like there's just some people that won't change and you need to cut them out of your life.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so the red jacket.
Can I just say, the first few seasons, almost everyone who was akumatized, it was Chloe's fault.
Oh no!
Yes. Entire class.
And then they got akumatized and half the city got destroyed. It was Chloe's fault.
It was no, like I was actually showing my friends the other day Miraculous, and then they were like, wait a minute, Chloe was bullying that boy and that's why he got akumatized. I was actually talking to my sister about it was when Alex got akumatized. Was it Time Tagger? And is it Time Breaker? Time Breaker. Time Breaker. But basically, we were trying to figure out whose fault it was that Alex got akumatized. And it all pointed back to Chloe because if she never snatched that watch out of she took it from Marinette or Adrian? If she never snatched that watch out of Adrian's hand, it wouldn't have broken in the first place. Like
In the end, it was kind of circled back to Alex.
it was low-key Alia's fault, but
Yeah, because she.
I personally blame her.
who was that? Yes, Orange Wig.
One thing that I noticed is half the time the problem is either Marinette or it's Chloe.
Yes.
Or Adrian.
Or Marinette tries to make a plan and then it fails and someone gets akumatized.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's Adrian. You don't be realizing it. Who was? Yes.
I know everybody's talking about Chloe, but y'all should be worried about Lola.
Oh, she's unbearable.
I don't. The thing about, you know how there's just kind of some characters you don't care too much for. I don't care about Chloe, but I actually have stuff to say about Chloe. Because Chloe, even though I don't like Chloe, she's interesting. I'll give her that. Lila's boring, but she's just annoying. I can't.
She's annoying.
Yes,
She's lying.
I can deal with Chloe, but Lila's unbearable. She is not a good villain to me.
The thing that I think would make Lila so much better, and I kind of see this going this way into season 5, is she's been playing this innocent air that everyone just blindly trusts what she says, and not only is it getting plot holy, how people keep just listening to what she's saying, but if she pivots to a blackmail arc where people know she's terrible, like how she's already blackmailed Adrian into allowing her to be a model, a blackmail arc would be much more interesting and less plot holy.
I could give her.
And then I have with the red hair, yeah.
That's me.
Yes.
Okay, so I agree with the whole plot of making the character stupid just to be stupid because they have full episodes dedicated to how Marinette is she's our everyday ladybug and we stand Marinette Marinette all day, all night. But then when Lila goes, Marinette kicked my puppy in the throat.
You sounded just like her. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Marinette, you stupid person.
I get, yeah. Well, who we picking?
Okay, I have a hand back there, and then I'll go to you.
Can we just talk about how they did my baby Luca wrong?
Luca, oh my, you know what? They do Luca and Julica wrong. They do the twins terribly in this show.
Jack and Stone and deadbeat daddy.
Jack and Stone is a deadbeat father. He's terrible. He does not deserve Penny. Okay? Luca's arc, honestly, kind of frustrates me because it's you know how he's gotten to the point where his only purpose in the show is to be like Marinette's lovesick puppy.
I don't know why. It's so sad.
And there's so much more that you can do with Luca's character, but they're just not doing it. And I feel that's kind of frustrating because you see what they do with Luca, but then you see how they do his sister as well. That entire episode where, you know how, I think because somebody said something about them, but they were why does Jagged pay more attention to his son than his daughter? They're just now meeting each other. Yes, there's a baby daddy plotline if anybody didn't know.
Baby daddy.
But you're just now meeting your kids and you're out here ignoring your daughter, but you're here for your son all the time, to the point where literally Marinette had to go off on him and tell him that you need to care about your daughter too. She's not the only one. And he didn't come back into their life until their 16th birthday.
I mean, technically he
is awful. Yes.
It was so weird for me because the way that Jag and Stone came back into their lives, he just
came up one day and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here now. And I'm
Like
like,
what?
that's so weird. He was just like, he just suddenly came there out of nowhere, and now he's always there. And I'm like,
Okay, one thing I got to say, one thing I had to say about the Jagged Stone, you know, being Julica and Lucas, them being his love children. One thing that frustrates me the most about it is that, like, you can, if you actually go back, because somebody said it came out the last minute, and I was like, it really didn't, because if you actually paid attention to that tension between him and Julica and Luca's mother, I have a hard time pronouncing her name, but Miss Cofain, you can, Anarcha. People keep trying to say that this came out of nowhere, but I was like, no, you can tell it was there, because they would be beefing back and forth with each other, and everybody would be so confused about why they got this with one another. But it's just, the setup was always there. It was just executed poorly, because I don't like how it was an Akuma attack, how we found out that was their dad.
Yeah.
Right. I saw Hannah. Yes.
No.
If you actually think back to the episode Captain Hard Rock, where they actually explained how Jagged broke up the band, I feel like that was part of it. Like,
her getting pregnant,
sleeping together, and then figuring out that this relationship couldn't happen while the band was together.
Yep.
So I'm gonna drop you, go to somebody else, and eventually she found out she was pregnant with the twins, and he just wanted to be a deadbeat dad and keep playing his music. Is that right?
Yeah,
100%.
It's like a whole other show is happening in the background.
No, it's like so much going on, because it's like you got Meredith and Adrian and they drama. Because honestly, that's what made me fall out with the show, because I got bored with that. But I got back in because I got really invested in what was going on with Gabriel and Natalie. What is that? Okay, and then you had the stuff going on with Luca and their family, and then you had the stuff going on with Kagami. It's just like, and then you got Zoe and Chloe and all of that. It's so many different. Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say?
That was me. There are so many toxic families in the show.
There is.
Yeah, most of the adults in this show, they're not the best.
I love Marinette's parents.
Also, isn't Miss Bustier supposed to be pregnant?
Oh God, something happened. And then we have one right up here.
Oh, who had a question over here?
Me.
Kayla? Okay, there we go.
About the Chloe, I have something to say about Chloe and Lila. As far as Chloe goes, I don't necessarily want to see a Chloe redemption arc. I want to see Sabrina completely be independent and drop Chloe.
Yes.
Chloe had that girl locked in her closet doing her homework.
Doing her homework, and then the role play, and then she gets mad because like it's not perfect or whatever. Like there's just, I always feel so bad for Sabrina. Like I was so happy in earlier in the show when she was hanging out with Marinette primarily, and like could have had a chance to maybe like realize Chloe wasn't it, and then just immediately goes back and is just still her kind of lapdog. I never understood why. It's just like why don't you move on from this girl? Like you could have other friends. You just are kind of choosing not to.
Her dad encourages it too.
Then right here and then right there. Okay.
so I just feel like the fandom
It's awful.
dirty.
They did who dirty?
Kagami.
Do you know about Kakagami? Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Oh god, it was terrible.
Like Kagami was done like so dirty, like especially by Adrian.
Oh yeah.
Like the fandom is so obsessed with like Adrian like being perfect even though he's not perfect.
No, that's literally why like a lot of fans, they don't like me because I was one of the first people to call Adrian out on his mess.
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm kind of wondering about, what do you guys think about the weird secret society that apparently Gabriel's a part of?
That was weird!
That was weird!
Wait, what weird secret society? They were
You ain't talking, I got you. That was extremely weird because they were like, no kids. They locked all the kids up in Adrian's room and then everybody just went down to the ballroom. We were like, what is this? Wait.
Okay. I thought that was just
Okay, right here, you didn't talk yet.
And Kagami being done dirty, even the show itself does her dirty. Like her character like riddled with stereotypes. It's like her mom, like her being super academics, like constantly like like showing no emotion and everything. It's like even the show creators do her dirty.
Her eyes are literally
Even down to
diagonal.
Kagami's outfit.
Like, that's
She
not
just
how that
feels like
works.
a walking anime stereotype.
Yeah, like why are you wearing a school uniform as your casual clothing?
Okay.
Bro, my arm hurts.
Okay, you didn't speak yet.
Oh, there was this viral audio on TikTok that kills me every time where like Kagami is like, do you love me? He's like,
Do you love me too?
Oh yeah?
Excuse me?
I thought I saw a wasp.
That was so sad. He just was not listening.
Let's go. Let me go back to you. I told you I'd come to you.
It's alright. About Lila, going back to that real quick. Her and Natalie were on the same train. Natalie passes out, her phone drops on the ground.
That hurt me.
Back. And Gabriel's on the phone with Natalie. And then Felix walks in, but Gabriel doesn't hang up his phone. He just kind of drops it to his side. And so what if Lila like walked up to Natalie and overheard the conversation between Felix and Gabriel, and now Lila has an in for being the next villain or something?
Wait, I really hope that Gabriel doesn't give her tricks, because I can't do Volpina again. I can't.
Oh my god, I can.
Wait, that's what. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I have a question for I guess everyone here. Does anyone think that we're gonna see Princess Justice?
Y'all need to give up on Princess Justice now.
No.
Okay, I have a theory about Princess Justice, but I was like, the only way Princess Justice can happen is if someone else is Ladybug, and as y'all know, we got Scarabella. So Princess Justice can happen now. Because we all see that Cat Noir, Adrian was a terrible Ladybug. We know that. But Alia did Alia did all right. There's some work that still got to be done. But we know that if Marinette gets akumatized, Tiki knows who to go to.
Yeah, I think Alia will be the one to be Ladybug that day.
Okay, okay, you haven't spoken yet.
Well, I guess with Princess Justice, it feels like the last showdown with Hawkmoth kind of thing, because Marinette knows all this stuff. Like, the second she gets akumatized, she'll be like, go to this person, or this person, because that's where the miraculous is going to. So, like, it has to be, like, the very last thing, or else Hawkmoth does just win.
Yeah, and like Tiki, like I said, Tiki's smart enough. Tiki will go find Alia. Like, who was it?
Alia's perfect.
Yes.
Who had a question? Oh, right here. I don't think you spoke yet. Oh, right here? Okay.
I think the one right behind you with the white hair.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
No, someone over there had a. Okay, who over here had a question then?
Okay.
I'll give him a break.
Well, looking to the future, I think for the next season, like, Hawkmoth's, like, now has, with all these miraculous, I'm looking forward to some really creative uses of, like, combining, like, you know, the dog, say, with the moth, to, like, try to, like, teleport them to where Hawkmoth is. Or
Gabriel not smart enough to do that.
I know, it's gonna be terrible.
Oh, it's gonna be ugly.
Oh, man. I can't wait.
With the flower crown.
So to go off of what he said, I was just reviewing like the season 5 trailer, and I saw on his desk he had Bonix's Pocket Watch, which means he has the ability to time travel through Burrow.
He could just.
I'm so tired of Gabriel at this point.
We get the multiverse.
That is one thing I did always wonder, just in general with the show, is like, why exactly did Gabriel and Emily Agreste have the miraculous?
Like, what would you do with that in the first place?
Why did they get it? Were they good? Did they turn evil, or were they just always evil? And then I'm gonna start over
I wish they
here,
would give
go
us
to
that
you,
origin
and
story.
then
I
slowly
feel like
make
that
it
makes the
back
Cookie
over
Monster thing
here.
make sense because they probably looked at this so they could have the child. I hate that.
I hate that too.
Where the village was destroyed at and they lost all miraculous, they went on vacation in that area, which, I don't think about it, it doesn't sound like they went on vacation just to go to that area where there's nothing there now.
Yeah,
And
maybe everybody's
then
evil.
the second thing, someone over here said something about like a clip on like TikTok and YouTube. There's like 2 clips of like where Adrian's just like the first one, I think it's when like Nino gets like akumatized like the second time somewhere in late season 3 or early 4.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I think it's that. It's like he's like, oh no, we gotta save him. Flag. calls out. Like he's like completely dead. And like it just makes me think like, how are you like so like in a hurry and then you're just like, let's do this. It's not giving off like I'm a human vibe. Like I have to keep up this energy. But like there's like clips, like people have like posted clips of like he's just like we have to do this now. We're in a hurry, and then when he goes to transform, his voice just goes completely dead. Like they're trying to. It's like they're trying to hint at the same time. It's like, oh no, I was just tired that day. Don't worry about it. But it's not adding up.
Right, I completely feel that. All right, who else did I have over here? Let's go to Raven.
I have a very off-topic question.
Of course.
Do we know if there's any like kind of inkling that they're going to do like either another season, a book, or like maybe like background character episodes or like some kind of filler episodes to try and help piece things together?
So we don't know about the content that much regarding season 5. I know we have some Twitter posts that we'll talk about maybe in a second. That like the voice actors and other creators of the show have confirmed, but the most we have confirmed now, to my knowledge, is that season 5 is confirmed, but we do not have a release date yet. So
they're saying fall.
They're saying fall, no specific date, and then of course, you know, the English version will kind of be a little after all the other releases. All right, so let me go.
I just have a really quick thing to say.
Go.
Literally today, Gloob said they're going to start in June, and the ladybug bullied them into releasing episode 1. So episode 1's coming out in like 2 weeks.
Okay, wow, that's really soon.
Yes. That's not going to be good.
Oh no.
We're going to get a season release that isn't episode 6.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. All right, here, and then I'm gonna move to this side over here.
I have a really off-topic question.
Of course.
I'm curious about you guys' opinion on. I don't know if they do as much anymore because I'm not too caught up on the like. I'm not too caught up, but I know towards the beginning they started really mainly using only the background characters. Just like for like 20 minutes, they have this background character that has a crush on Marinette. Oh wait, they don't.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on how that?
Oh, especially you talking about what Nathaniel? No, because Nino and Nathaniel had a crush on Mary.
And Max too.
Max?
Yeah,
Max?
Oh. Max. Guy, some other background characters.
I like that question. I'm very conflicted with it because I feel like in the beginning when they were doing things like that, we were kind of building the world. We were still understanding the characters, so it would make sense that we'd have a lot more episodes focused on the background characters. But I feel like as we progress in the show, we're kind of focusing on these main stories and these main plot points that have really showed themselves. So I think when we're talking about filler episodes, it would be very cool to get more, maybe expanding those background characters with what we already know. But I don't know if they're going to do that because, like, it's based on everything we've talked about, we already know how just thick and deep the plot of the show has gotten, and there's just so much more things that I feel like they should and need to focus on to appease the fandom instead of, like, focusing on the background characters. So, conflicting feelings, but what about you?
Well, how I feel about like the background characters?
Yeah, like what do you think about episodes focusing mainly on background characters instead of the main plot?
Okay, I actually made a video called Miraculous Ladybug Needs to Sit Down where I talk about that exact problem where I said this show kind of needs to sit because, you know, Miraculous Ladybug works on a Monster of the Week formula. So you know how it is in a Scooby-Doo episode? We come in, meet the villain. Great, there's nothing wrong with that. But then they leave and never come back. When these people get akumatized, they stay. Like, they stay around. And it's kind of getting to the point where it's like Miraculous is an ensemble because there's so much going on with different characters. I think, because I was talking about the show just kind of needs to sit down because we're over 100 episodes in. And it still feel like we don't know these people because it's like every time we feel like we're starting to get to know them, they get akumatized and then all the fighting and stuff happens. And I said this show doesn't always need to have somebody get akumatized. We can just sit down and get to know these people and then the plot could go on. Okay, right here with the Mario hat and then right here and then Rosetta.
Okay.
So this is just a question, but like I never really understood how like they take off the Miraculous and then they go poof?
Yeah.
Remember like the CP actually carries the Miraculous to people, like why do they disappear?
Oh yeah.
Ears and stuff like that.
Am I on?
Go ahead.
It probably has to do with them relinquishing their powers. Like, if they relinquish it, then the Kwamis go away.
I was gonna say, how are we feeling about the Awakening?
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I don't care about that movie.
It's like.
Why haven't we heard any clip of Christina?
I don't. The thing. I really. Okay, the thing about it is that I think because they got so much backlash, because y'all know Bryce can't sing. Bryce is the voice of Adrian. I think that's why they're gonna have Lou and Lenny do the music, and I have some opinions about their singing as well. But I don't know what it is. I'm just not interested in the Awakening movie.
Put so much of the budget in it.
Yeah.
So much of the budget in it.
They didn't put that budget in Ali's hair.
I know.
Oh no, we dragged them about the hair situation.
Oh, that is.
Wait, yes, Rosetta.
But yeah, going back to the background character thing, I feel like at this point in the show, I don't really think it's needed. I think they can do, like they have enough characters where they can keep like developing the ones that they already introduced, and I feel like they really haven't done that with a lot of them.
We don't need any more new characters. After so we're done, we don't need no more. And then they brought Harry in.
The clown.
Don't get me started on the Harry stuff, cause
Harry X Gabriel.
no, there's something there.
There's something. There was something.
I keep telling y'all that Gabriel is not
that in college for sure.
I keep telling y'all Gabriel is not straight.
Yeah, I would believe
he's
that
a fashion designer. Like,
Where's Red Pants? Like,
He's a fashion designer. Look at
oh
him.
wow, hey, okay, Haku for here.
Well, yeah, I was gonna just add on to the background characters because they clearly wasted, like, Nathaniel in a sense, but Mark, like, we didn't see them for a whole season.
That would have been
And then
very
they
cool.
came back in season 4. And I'm just saying, I think Evil Illustrator was one of his strongest Akumas, and
I
we've
did too.
never seen him again.
It always disappointed me that we've actually never seen Evil Illustrator again. I just felt like Nathan and Mark were wasted in that like aspect.
Oh.
There's a lot. It makes sense because we're at the final 9 minutes. So
Okay.
lightning round.
Lightning round. Go.
I was just gonna say, I think that the next season's gonna take like a more personal look on Adrian and Marinette rather than focusing on other characters because all the miraculous got taken away. So it's kind of all focused on the main two now.
All right. Okay. Go.
I have a little theory because we were talking about it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. With the secret society and like Gabriel and his wife, and somehow they were on vacation when all the miraculous started, like the whole thing disappeared and all the miraculous got lost. I'm thinking that Gabriel and his wife were in some sort of like secret society, and they all know about the miraculous, and their goal is to get everything back.
I keep telling y'all Emily Agress is evil.
I would
But
agree.
now Gabriel only cares about getting Cat Noir and ladybug because he wants his wife back.
Okay. Oh, back there. Right here. Gray shirt. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, couple things. This kind of like discussion for other people, I guess. Do we think we'll see Chuck Wonk again, and do we want to?
I don't.
I don't, because it was really love the design, like love kind of like more of the fandom spin on it. But when it comes to it, it's really sad how that character is made, and I never want Adrian to feel like that again.
Yeah.
Okay. Right here. We're trying to do like I'm trying to ping all of y'all. Okay. Right here.
Right here.
And then Marinette.
Do you think, okay, so do you think Gabriel's gonna get up and start fighting the kids? Because I mean, he's got all the miraculous, and it's like, bro, like, if you sit here and start trying to humanize these people, like, he can hold down the kids and take the miraculous. Like, I feel like he doesn't think of that.
I don't know, because we see that Natalie knows how to fight. Because you know when she fought Rose and Jules at that time? I don't think Gabriel can fight, though.
So we know he knows how to do a little something.
Okay, Marinette.
And then we're gonna go back, and then we're gonna go Steven.
Okay.
All right, two very quick things. First, on that, I would love to see them actually play out the idea that if you have too many miraculous on, you're going to get overpowered.
Yes. I do like that.
I would like to see that. Number 2, okay, I loved the Rocketeer episode.
That's my favorite episode. That's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Really?
Back with the red hair bow.
So with the past goes only probably like 3 rounds, like in Paris still with Octagani and Marinette and Cat Noir. Do you think there's going to be any type of likelihood that homegirl from Shanghai?
Is Faye gonna come back? Aeon got done.
I would like to see her again.
Aeon thing.
That is coming back.
Oh, Aeon?
No, yeah, they have like a poster of all three of them.
That would be very cool.
That
if they
really
did
would.
Steven.
Okay.
Are they going to do anything with the fact that Luca knows everything now?
I hope so. Oh my goodness.
He knows.
Why did they?
I feel like
Not a
they
good
have
holder.
to.
I cannot
Like
hold
it's
this camera.
a very important thing for him because he knows both. I think it's very few people that know both. So him knowing both is a very important thing. All right, I'm gonna go right over here. Yeah, you. Yeah.
I have a very important question.
Okay.
How come like everyone who gets akumatized has like such great powers, like obviously overpowered and the miraculous, like Evil Illustrator could create whatever he wanted, make it work, but Capra Kid can only like make one thing.
That made me mad.
Change back and make it work. And yet still somehow the people miraculouses always beat people who've been akumatized.
Well, I actually have a theory on that. I'm so sorry.
No, you good.
My theory on that is that it's based on their power level is based on how angry or hurt they are. So like if it's kind of like a surface level hurt, like it's not going to be that powerful. It might be a very like weak power. But if it's something like really deep, like we saw with Luca, with the whole seeing eye, like with the seeing eye senti monster and being able to make you like tell your truth, that's why he was so powerful. So that's kind of my little theory on it.
Well, I also feel like the Butterfly Miraculous is super powerful, and I also feel like it's just kind of like not one person should have that much power, because you see Gabriel got all that power, and you see how he ain't using it for good. I think that's why the Kwamis, when they're using them for not crime purposes, that has to do with it.
Yeah.
We should be glad Hawkmoth is an idiot.
Oh
yes.
Gabriel Press is not smart.
I'm certainly not.
All right, I'm gonna choose you two as well, but before everyone leaves, be sure to follow me on Instagram. That is @bratty.spider. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
all right, and I'm gonna go with
Harriyanna.
Yes. And then I'm gonna go with
We gotta get a picture.
we will. With the cat ears, yes.
Okay, so I just have one question. So I can't remember what the episode's called, but it's when Bunnix like comes to the present. And
Time breaker. No, time tagger.
Yeah, time tagger.
Yes, time tagger.
Yeah, that's time
Oh,
tagger.
that is, yeah, okay.
It's when the guy comes
Time
like
Tagger was.
yeah, the guy comes from the future.
Yeah, that's Chris.
And he says something because Hawkmoth can like talk to him for some reason. Are they going to build upon the fact that the villain said, I said my Hawkmoth. I didn't say that was you.
You know the show forget about stuff all the time.
Are they going to bring that back, or is it just?
It might be gone. I don't think we'll know until season 5 is out.
Yes, and then
There was someone else.
One, I feel like we're gonna have like a surprise twist, like somebody that we thought that was really nice is gonna turn out really evil, which I don't want them to do. And two, I really wonder how season 5 is gonna go because they don't have any more miraculous anymore except for their own, and I think one more, and the ones in New York. And I wonder if they're actually going to make Hawkmoth smart, which I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
The hero got to win in the end somehow, so.
Yeah. That's why he's a fashion designer. He has to do the academics well.
Maybe they've been trying to put Lila in that spot because, well, we did hear Time Tagger say that you're not the Hawkmoth that created me, you're not the Hawkmoth of the future. And the fact that Lila has been so close to Gabriel, maybe he's been putting the idea in her head, like maybe if I fail at this, you could be the next Hawkmoth.
I can't do Volcano no more.
I feel like he has to be careful too, because Adrian found Felix's spyglass thing.
Yeah.
So Adrian could just, if he keeps the miraculous where he keeps the other two, when he, all he's got to do is open it and then be like, oh, that's all the miraculous. Wait, Because if he's not wearing them all, he's got to keep them somewhere, and then Adrian can just find it.
He will be one passing out.
Because Gabriel's not smart. Like,
He's not smart.
Keep him behind the painting.
He's not smart.
All right, I probably have time for about 2 more. I saw a shy hand over here. Yes, you.
I have a question for you two. So with Gabriel so goated, are you team they're gonna bend over backwards to try and come up with a reason why he can't win, or do you think they're just gonna make him stupid? Like, do you have a theory for a reason because he can literally go back in time to any moment. He's way too powerful. Yeah. Do you think the show will classically just do nothing to explain that, or do you think like there'll be some reason, like the going crazy by wearing them all too much or something like that.
You go first, yeah.
I actually, like just a warning, I'm gonna be mentioning the subject of like substance abuse and all that. I've actually made a video talking about how I think Gabriel is addicted to Noru and all this power, because we saw that he tried to stop, but he couldn't resist. And we noticed that the more it goes on, the worse and worse these Akuma attacks are getting. I don't think he can stop. And I think with him getting all these miraculous, it's just gonna keep getting worse for him. It's actually really scary to see, like, Gabriel has issues. I don't really have too much sympathy for him. But on that aspect right there, I do feel for his character. And if they actually are gonna go this route, because you know they like to lurk on Twitter and they like to lurk on YouTube about what we're saying. If they do want to go that route, because I can see that being the thing, but I don't know if the creators of the show thought about that. I don't know, if they're gonna go that route where it's like a play, like an allegory on like substance abuse or something, I just don't want them to do it to the point where it's like a bit disrespectful. Right. Because you know, at the end of the day, this is a family entertainment series, and kids learn so much from television. And if they do go this route, I don't want them to be over here like dehumanizing Gabriel and all that because he's so addicted to Noru and all that. That's why I'm just kind of worried about if they go with that overpowered storyline, because I don't want them to, you know how television portrays people that have addictions and whatnot. Yeah. I just don't want it to be in a mean-spirited light, because I know Gabriel sucks, but also that aspect of him is something that we really should not like try to like get on him about.
Yeah, if they end up going that route, they'd have to be very delicate with that if, you know, they wanted to do it, I think, appropriately. And then my opinion on that, Gabriel is so dumb. He's not and like, here's the whole thing. In the end, we do know, like, it has been confirmed that like Adrian and Marinette will get together, and since we are talking about a kids show, it's most likely going to have the good ending. So I think they are gonna, you know, kind of goad him again, make him dumb, for the sake of like Marinette and Adrian do have this plot armor around them. And I think that ends it for us. Thank you all so much for coming. Again, I'm your host at Bratty.Spider on Instagram. Would love to hear your theories on there as well. I hope to do this again in the future. And a great round of applause for my co-host today. Thank you so much, Angela.
And if you guys want to follow me, I'm sorry I didn't have enough business cards for everyone. I didn't know this many people were going to be here, but my YouTube channel name is Harriyannahook, and if you just want to follow me on all my socials, it's just at Harriyanna, HARRIYANNA. And yeah, here. Wait. But there's some more? Yeah, remember you gave me. Oh wait, I have some more.
If you want her card, please come up to the table, and we got cards for you guys.
Yeah, I have some more if anybody wants one. And that is the end of that. I'm telling y'all, I had so much fun. And like, one of the main things I really enjoyed about doing this panel is that, I tell you, them black girls, when they came in the room and saw how happy that somebody that was black was also like co-hosting this, they looked so happy. It just makes you feel a little bit more seen, and it makes you feel a little bit better. A lot of the people that were in that panel, they actually knew who I was from my Miraculous Ladybug content, and they were like, I knew you had a panel at momocon, but I didn't know it was this one. I was like, trust me, it was very last minute. It just happened. I met so many amazing people. Everybody that I met in the Miraculous Ladybug panel, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. You guys are so great. This panel was a lot of fun. Like, I think this is one of the highlights of the weekend. Just going back and forth with people about Miraculous Ladybug in real time and not via the internet. It was a very surreal experience. Like, it's honestly so refreshing to be able to talk about things with people that you really enjoy. That's why I love cons so much, because every single con that I've gone to, there's somebody there that likes the same things that I like. There's somebody there that's interested in the same things you're interested in. So I highly do recommend, if you're a big nerd like me, I really recommend going to cons that are in your area at least. Cons are super duper fun activities. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. If you liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARRIYANNA. I have new merch on my website, harriyannahook.com. I have GoFundMe link down below for my web series, The Progenies. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good night.
Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.